So in this video, we're going to take a look at some online resources to Canada's legal system. These resources are all free. They're maintained by someone else, which is a great feature, and actually by people that know what they're doing. So we'll start with the Justice Laws website, maintained by the Government of Canada. This site contains legislation, Canadian federal legislation. Just to give you a sense of what's being maintained here, these are the most frequently accessed acts. And if you look at them, quite interestingly, the Income Tax Act in and of itself is by far the largest of these acts. So it's very complex. And it represents probably more than 40%, if you look by size, so the 19,984 kilobytes, about 40% of all of the most, I think these are 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 acts, the most frequently accessed. So it's about more than 40% of the total in terms of size, and very complex and all interrelated. So that's why we have tax specialists. We'll look also at regulations, which are part of law, but these are actually managed by cabinet, typically, or the government of the day. Not necessarily, they don't need to be passed into law. They can be simply regulated by the government of the day. We take a look at the most frequently accessed regulations. And once again, income tax regulations, 7491, by far the largest. So when you take together the most frequently accessed regulations and legislation, the Income Tax Act dwarfs all of the other legislative material that we need to look at. But in this course, we're not going to be focused on the Income Tax Act, but rather other areas of law that impact on compliance, including tax compliance. So, in any event, Justice Law's website contains this information. If we look a little further, they have a site which goes through the Canada's justice system. We've actually pulled a PDF that reproduces this information here, but you can go online and look at it here, or you can look at the PDF that we pulled together for you. Interestingly, if we go back here, they actually talk about CanLII, which is the let's go there now. CanLII is put together by the let me get the Canadian Legal Information Institute. I pronounce it CanLII. Not sure how. I've never actually heard anybody pronounce it. So this information put together by these guys, which was founded and is paid for by lawyers and notaries who are members of Canada's provincial and territorial legal societies, which comprise the Federal Federation of Law Societies of Canada. So this information, it used to be very hard to get this information. Now it's all out there, including cases back to 1907, I believe. We have legislation from every province and territory, and we also have some commentary as well. And if you look here, there's some guides, and in the guides, they will show you how to use CanLII. But let's take a quick look at CanLII. We'll go home, and let's go to, because I'm interested in income tax, let me look at and let's see what the options are. Document text, case name, and discussion. Okay, legislation, titles, citations, doc. Let's just take a well-known term. So a personal services business. Okay, so now we have 126 cases, legislation 42, commentary 6. Probably a good place to start is commentary, tax planning, federal budget update, post-corporate income tax amendment planning, Law Now magazine, and so probably of interest. This is probably the one that I would recommend looking at, a business of one, differentiating personal services business from contracting businesses under the Income Tax Act. And then we've got a case that deals with it. So you can see how this could be really useful. Not only, so one simple term, all the cases, the legislation and commentary, and very, very useful tool, and it covers all provinces and all territories as well as the federal government. So we have the Justice Laws website, and we have the CanLII database, and then we have Law of Canada. This is a Wikipedia site, and it goes through the structuring of the legal system in Canada, the Constitution, legislation, legal traditions, including common law, civil law, Indigenous legal traditions, and then a bunch of areas of law, and tools to research further. So between these three sites, we have really good information about Canada's legal system. And I encourage you to take a look. If you require help in any of these areas or want to look stuff up, this is a good place to start.